Hey everybody, we're on day 6. Marc Read here with Think and Grow Rich, the 13 Principles of Success of Accumulating Riches by Napoleon Hill. Today we're on day 6. It's specialized knowledge. Like always, I hope you're getting invested into that, into the principles. You're getting invested into the ways it works and getting curious about it more. I will always say, get the book. What I'm telling you right now is just bullets. You're not going to get the full deepness, intensity of what Napoleon transmit through his book. So you will benefit you all if you will get the book. So we're going to jump in. By sharing the screen. There we go. Okay, so organized planning, the 6th step towards riches. So we went there's always these slides that come back that we're always going to go fast through words. So we went through desire. Desire is you have to have a burning desire, faith, believe in it, auto-suggestion, tell yourself millions of times a day if you can, on your goal. Like, I'm so happy and grateful now that. Specialized knowledge, get whatever you're doing, get really knowledgeable of it. So it's for you. You get more confident, and when you're talking about it, you can be more passionate about it. Imagination, use your imagination. What you see is what you get, basically. And today we're on organized planning. So organized planning is the crystallization of desire into action. Important fact. Throughout history, no one individual can achieve their goals by him or herself. 2 key points. No individual has sufficient experience, education, ability, and knowledge to ensure they can achieve a great fortune without the cooperation of other people. The most intelligent man living cannot succeed in accumulating money, nor in any other undertaking, without plans which are practical and workable. Okay, a win-win solution. Before forming a mastermind alliance, define what advantage and benefits you may offer the individual members of your group in return for their cooperation. No one will work indefinitely without some form of compensation. Of course, you might pay them. Like me, I'm opening a foundation. I'm opening a foundation it's going to be called Sail for Life. It's to help kids who come out of jail. Like, I want them major in the sense that they are considered adult by the law. So here in Quebec, it's 18 years old. I know in some provinces it's 18, some other, I think some states are 21. But it's going to be me, my friend, is to help them when they come out of jail, take them on a sailboat and give them like a vision of something else that they've seen already. Meaning that, a lot of these kids, they've only seen their life, and we tend to see only what's surrounding us, and especially when you're in that type of emotion and mindset, that you only see what's going on. You don't see any opportunities. You don't see any possibilities for something else. And bringing them on a sailboat, a few sailboats, going to be large, small, all kinds of sailboats, to give them a sense that there's something else and that they accomplish something also, because they will be piloting, steering their sailboats. So yeah. So of course I'm going to have people on my board. You need a board to have a foundation, and these people, if they are on the board, well, they will be able to come on the boat. So that will be my compensation towards them. Some boards, like if you're like a board out here, like huge boards, you companies boards, they get paid to be on the board. Or some of the companies, they give them shares. Some of the companies, they invite them for, or they give them tickets or whatever you can find. If you want people to help you, and that's the nature of human beings. We mustn't go and judge people for being selfish or greedy, but it's the nature of the human being. If they don't get something out of it, they won't stay there for long. Rare are the people who are like maybe Mother Teresa or Gandhi or Jesus. If you look at people who don't ask for anything in return, rare are those people we want to become to that level, because we kind of let go of material things, enjoy them more when we get them, and not have like this control attitudes towards them. but you still have to compensate people for what they are doing. Three takeaways: you must create a plan and take action. So you have your dream, you have your desire, you're building faith on it, and then now you have to have a plan. So the plan, there's thousands of different ways to get to your dreams, but you have qualities that you probably don't know you have. You have gifts that you don't know you have. The universe, God, or whatever you want to call it, that's power that's surrounding us, is all inside us, knows these things. And once you, Mary Morrissey, who's I'm taking a course from right now. I have a coach with Mary Morrissey, and she's very like strong in building. She's a very good friend of Bob Proctor, and she went out to meet the Dalai Lama a few times, presidents and stuff like that. And she has a very, very, very huge multi-million-dollar successful coaching business. And she always says it that way: just get out of the way, let the universe decide about the how, meaning that you create a plan and take action. Okay, but the plan will come from the universe. You just focus on what you want, focus on what you want, and let the universe show you the plan to take. The universe knows best. It only wants you to live in total abundance and love, and it always wants to expand to the better. So let it show you the plan. Once you see the plan, you feel the plan. A good way to do it is ask, write a piece of paper. The title should be, what is the next step I can do towards my goals? And then let your intuition, your guts, I don't know, I remember you said it, your nudges inside you. Maybe I should do that. Write them all down. Even if some are like crazy, you might have one that's quit your job. Let the universe take care of you. So whatever, that's faith. That's a lot of faith. That's very scary and a lot of faith. But some of business people have quit. Some very successful, rich multimillionaires, billionaires, have quit their jobs to give themselves completely to what they want to accomplish. And we're not talking about a fridge here. We're talking about major goals, like opening up a business, foundation, becoming a multimillionaire and all that. Everything all is possible, but there's sometimes where you have to take the risk. Earl Nightingale does a great speech on risks on YouTube. So you cannot succeed and accomplish your big goals alone. So of course there will be people around you. I'm the lone wolf type up until now, and now I need people around me to help me get to my goal, and it's work. It's emotionally difficult for me to either trust or accept that people, that's my ego, accept that people help me. So through all that journey, which is really fun, sometimes you want to scratch the walls. Throughout that journey, you transform as a human being. You get better. You get better at making decisions, which will come, I think it's the next chapter, the decision. You will get better at being instead of having, instead of doing. You will be being. Being means that you listen to what's going on inside. You become the person that you need to be to attain that goal. And that's the funny way of the universe working. He's gonna send you intuition that you'll just look at them and you'll be terrified, and probably that's the one that will take you closer to the goal. And right now I have an intuition to quit everything I do, just trust the universe and go for what I want, and I will be okay. That is terrifying. And actually I'm meeting this for me right now. It's 4:15 in the afternoon, and I'm meeting with my coach in an hour. And of course I'm going to bring that up because he went through that. So he doesn't know best. He just listens and he guides me towards making additions. He doesn't tell me what to do. That's and speaking of coach, one person in your mastermind could be your coach. Two or more, you're a mastermind. It's two people, it's a collective brain, so two or more. And it is said that when two or more are going on the same goal, on the same path, the Bible says that Jesus, the Holy Spirit is between them, and all the other spiritual religions say that the power of the universe is within them when two of them go for a positive goal. So yeah, and you must work with others for a win-win relationship. So like you could have also what we call accountability partner, which you use both. You set up that I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to do this week, and the other one says I'm going to do this, and you hold yourself accountable for that. Stopping smoking is a good way. You get a partner that wants to stop smoking, and then you keep yourself tight. Or you can have a partner in believing. I have a partner in believing. We're both dream builders, and we both talk about our dreams, where we want to get, and we give in to each other, like saying, "Yeah, you can do it, man. You can do it. I believe in you." And I don't see my partner in believing as where he is now. I can see it. I see him where he can become, where he can go, what he wants. I already, when he tells me, "Okay, Mark, I want this, I want this, I want this," I imagine in my mind already what he wants, and I help him to positively to get him. If I have ideas to share, if I have plugs to share, if I have people to give them to him so he can, so they can help him, that's the whole part of this. It's helping each other get better, helping each other become what we want to accomplish. So think outside the box. Align yourself with a group that can help you carry out your plan. Form a mastermind with people that have the knowledge and experience you need. So, I don't know if we said that, but if you want to succeed in life, let's say you want to become a major league basketball player. Well, you don't go see a mechanic. You go see the best basketball player you can reach, and you do exactly what he tells you to do. His training, his hours training, the way he trains and all that, and you will become him. You will not become him, you will become you, but you will have the same knowledge as he does. And that's the best way to get what you want. So collaborate with your team for a win-win relationship. So you have to give them the team. You cannot only go there to take. I'm part of 3 mastermind groups, and sometimes I just shut up and listen, because listening is a great gift that most of us have to work on. Very hard to listen. Okay, so when working with other people, there will be leaders and followers in your undertaking of your project. And in some parts of the project that you're undertaking, yes, you are the leader because you have the idea, but in some parts of that, you're going to need leaders. You're going to become a follower because you don't have the knowledge, and you just have to go with the flow, and let those leaders that you should trust, that you learn to trust, go with your gut feeling on that too. And you're gonna have to follow what they say and do what they say. They tell you invest that kind of money, and they know better, but you have to pick it. You have to choose it really good. So leaders versus followers. People start by being a follower and learn from others to be a leader. Once they became proficient, be a leader with greater benefits. So helping people will help you become a better person. The major attribute of a leadership is self-confidence. So unwavering courage based upon self and one's occupation. So specialized knowledge fits into that. Self-control. The man who cannot control himself cannot control others, and it will show in your relationship. I've lived through that, and I can tell you that it is real. A keen sense of justice. You have to be fair. You have to be fair all the time. Fair. You cannot. There's 2 types of leaders. There's leader by fear or leader by motivation. I don't know if it's a good word, but there's leaders, that they give into people that they have like deep human values. They help they recognize, they give, they offer, they promote other people around them. Or there's leaders by fear who will scream at you and, well, if you don't do this, you can lose your job. If you don't do this, you won't get that. So those 2, one of them usually ends up alone. There's an amazing book. I don't know if I can find it quick. Yeah, this one. Okay, this one's in French, okay, but it's called Leadership Under 0 Degrees. which in Celsius, I don't know, but it's like freezing temperatures for us in Quebec, zeros. So it's written by Dennis T. Perkins. It's the two stories of two expedition in the 1900s, and they're going for the Antarctica. And it's the comparison. It's a real story. This is the cover of the book, and it's a true story. There's two expeditions that went on, and one of them most came back alive, and the other one most didn't make it. So, and one of the leadership was an amazing leadership, like a participant, positive leadership, and that's the one that they came alive. Most of them came back alive because they were both stuck in the glasses, and you see it's sailboats, like not with motors and all that. So they were both stuck in the glass for the winter, or parts of it anyway. And the other one, it was negative, like leadership, like selfish leadership, like me, I want this, I want this, I want this, and most of them died. So it's a really good example. I'm sure you've seen examples in your life where you've had jobs, or you have businesses where you see people that are leadership in fear and other leadership in confidence. And usually when you see the difference, the atmosphere and all that. And usually when there's a leadership in fear, is the guy doesn't trust himself. He doesn't trust that his personality will shine under people to make him do what he wants, because that's basically what leaders are. We want people to do what we want, but it has to benefit them. So always keep in mind that it has to benefit them. So definiteness in this decision, the man who wavers in his decision shows that he's not sure of himself. He cannot lead others successfully. So if you're in a business and you're always changing your mind, your staff or whatever you're working with, they will not trust you, and they will not trust in you. And you have, if you have financial opportunities, they will not trust you, because they feel, even if you seem like you're taking action, they feel what, the universe is the vibration levels are very strong. You feel what's going on around you. You enter a room where there's bad atmosphere, you feel it. Where there's good atmosphere, you feel it. And if you're one of those that has problem making decision, and you're always like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, the people around you feel that, and they will not move with you. They will not go with you. So you make a decision, and making a decision is like a marriage. You make a decision, and it's come through a high or hell or high water, as they say. You go through it. Whatever happens, you go through it. You don't the first sign of difficulty, get out of it. That's not the decision. So a definiteness of plan. So yeah, a successful leader has plan is work, and works his plan. So he's every day does something for it. The habit, like for me, just doing this, I'm doing something for my business. The habits of doing more than paid for. So that's the extra kilometers, extra mile mentality, where if somebody asks you, in the Bible says, if somebody asks you to walk a mile with them, what do? So if you just do what you're paid for, and you have the attitude, well, that's not my job, you're not going to get nowhere. Don't ask for anything. Just don't. You're insulting yourself. You're insulting other people around you. If you have to be in the type of person that if you're like in the restaurants, like people, it's not my section. Well, when I was working in restaurants, and part of the while I was really successful in restaurants, making amazing tips, like always most of the time more than all the other waiters. It's because I was willing to, even if it's not my section, there's a customer that needs something there, I would go for it. And the other waiter is busy, I will go. It's not to undermine the other waiter, we're part of the team. So it's the same thing, if you work for a government office and you have the habit of saying, well, it's not my department, well, excuse me, move your ass and learn about the other department, because that might serve, you're there to serve customers, you're not there to serve you. If you have the attitude that you're there to serve the customer, it will just happen. You'll just start learning more about the business, knowing more about other departments, and be more helpful. And that's the whole goal of it. Okay, so a major so continue is a pleasing personality. You have to be a nice person. Sympathy and understanding, you have to be understanding. People are going through things all their lives. If you're rigid, you won't get nowhere. People will just leave you, and they will leave you in dust. You know, if you're mean and you're rigid and all that, people will just like leave you from one day to another. You won't see them anymore, and that may screw you. Mastery of details. Details are so important, so important. You have to know, like when we talked about specialized knowledge, you have to know what you're talking about and in the details, because there's types of people that need to know the details in order to feel secure. And it's very important, like, you know, if the, let's say you work in renovation, you know, and then detailing is very important. You know, if you're going to be like cutting corners, it's not going to work. And it's the same thing for everything else. So willingness to assume for full responsibility. You are the leader. That means that whoever's underneath you is following you, is doing what you do. So you have, in a way, set up an example. But, you know, it's your business. And if you customer, if you, one of your employees or vendors or whatever makes a mistake, and you go to the customer, oh, it's not my fault, this guy's new or whatever, this guy we just fired him, really sorry. It won't go well with the customer. He's going to lose faith in you. But if you tell him, listen, okay, I made the mistake, we will fix it, or yes, I'm taking responsibility, and you're not talking about your employees, you're taking responsibility. Okay, this happened. Okay, what can we do to fix it? And you take, of course, the actions to fix it. You follow through, man. That will win like customers like you wouldn't believe. That happened to me a few times where I made mistakes, and I went up to my customer and I told him, listen, I made that mistake. I take it up on me and I will pay for it and all that. And I got so many customers after that from that client. He referred me so many people. So, and of course, cooperation. Successful leader must understand and apply the principle of cooperative effort to be able to induce his followers to do the same. Another example that I did, I was a event manager at one point in my life. And most of the events, they're in the venues that are not restaurants. They're not, we need to bring in all this rental equipment to like the tables, the ovens, everything has to be brought in from the caterer and from the rental companies and from the event, whatever, decoration, whatever, has to be the band, everything has to be brought in. There's nothing there except the plugs in the wall in order to plug in the lighting. And I was the event manager. And at the end of the night, I would go in the kitchen and myself, broom the kitchen and then take them off and mop the kitchen just to make sure that it's in better order than when we got there. And I swear to you, I got so many recommendations because of that, just because of that little, it took me 5 minutes. And you know what, after that, some employees were fighting to get them off at the end because they wanted to follow my example because they knew I was successful and they wanted to follow my example. Okay, 2 types of leadership. Like I said, there's the first and by far most effective leadership with consent or with the sympathy of the followers, or leadership by force without the consent. And leadership by force, the next example is communism or dictator. That's the guy. So we're going to close this very soon. Sorry for taking so much time. There's times and places to use both methods. Always teach. Richards must recognize and adapt themselves to all system that controls all approaches to fortune. So, you know, read leadership books. Read as much as you can if you want to get into a leadership role. There's John Maxwell. I think for me, he's the best on leadership. He's the strongest, and he lives what he says. So again, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Summary. So organized planning is the crystallization of your design into action and turn into reality. You cannot accomplish your big goals alone. When working with others, it must be a win-win situation. There will be leaders and followers in your projects. And you have to become somebody that recognizes the strength in others. That's when you get to that point. I got to that point in the hotel industry. Like, you know, after 5-10 minutes of seeing somebody work, I knew right away where I could place him in the event, where he would be 2 things important, where he would be the most effective, but at the same time, where he would be not the more comfortable, but in a way, yeah, I wouldn't place him in a situation where he'd be like the very, you know, you know, if he had amazing personality to be behind the bar and entertain the people, but he had no knowledge of bartending, I wouldn't put him there. You know, I'd put him helping the bartending, get him through that, get him towards that. You know, so anyways, read leadership books, and I said again, and we read the book, read the book, read the book. I know I'm annoying with that, but you know, it's going to help you a lot. So again, it was a pleasure. Tomorrow, day 7. I hope you're getting right into this and you are getting excited about this. This is like it's a journey. There's a lot of learning to do on yourself. There's a lot of learning on these techniques. It's going to take practice. You're not going to get it right away. It might take a few weeks, a few months before, a few years before you get like significant results. But that's the way it works. The more you put in, the more results you're going to get. So all the best to you. Love you all. Take care. Thanks for being there, and I appreciate your support.